We actually have a really great email question that came through from Tony, and it actually deals with a catastrophic incident. My friend was seriously injured on the job. He has internal and brain injuries and may not make it. His family's having a tough time and do not know what to do. Should they wait and see if he recovers or talk to a lawyer now? And that kind of segues into what I was just talking about, hire an attorney to get some help. But Les, there's not this big definition of what's called a catastrophic injury. I mean, there could be, somebody could walk, be in a chair and have a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, and you would never know that was a catastrophic injury. But in this situation, he has a brain injury, may not make it. What would you advise Tony's?
Well, first off, what I always tell people when people come in and ask us about their injuries and what do they do, I always tell them, number one, take care of yourself. Yeah. Get the medical treatment, see your doctors, follow through with a medical plan. Make sure you're doing what you need to do to try to get on the road to recovery. While you're doing that, turn everything else over to the lawyer. All right, we're the ones that are going out to photograph the scene, collect the surveillance video or cameras. There's cameras all over this county and all over this city. I mean, every intersection seems to have a camera on it. But that camera footage sometimes disappears after a couple days or 7 days or sometimes 30 days.
Of nobody's fault. It's
right, nobody's fault. It runs on typically runs on a loop. And so depending on how much storage there is, a lot of times that stuff disappears within a matter of days. So getting a lawyer involved can sometimes be the difference between, do I have actual footage showing the incident or do I not have that footage? And I talk about the incident itself. That's before you even get into the injury aspect of it, because a lot of times, people come in and say, well, it wasn't my fault. That doesn't mean that the other side is going to admit that.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they're going to say, oh yeah, it was I'm the one that ran the red light. I'm the one that turned in front of you. Having that evidence showing that this is exactly what happened could be the difference between having a recovery that can compensate you for your medical expenses, compensate you for your lost wages, and not having any evidence at all. And you remember that game of telephone that we played when we were kids? You say something, then you tell your friend, Well, a lot of times we're getting evidence that way. We're getting evidence from this person who told this person who told this person, and by the time it gets to us, we don't even know if that's the truth. But if you have the film, if you have the actual evidence, there's no doubt. So, while you're going through the process of recovering, getting the medical treatment, the lawyer's job is to step in and start gathering everything, getting everything locked down. Sometimes it's a matter of sending letters out to different people because you want to preserve evidence. Sometimes the evidence that you want to preserve may be from the party that caused the wreck. And if you're dealing with a business or a commercial motor carrier or tractor trailer company, you can actually put them on legal notice to preserve certain things. Logbooks, driver cams, manifestos, bills of lading, toll receipts. You would be surprised at the type of evidence that you can get from a trucking company. I'm using the trucking example because that's kind of my background.
Right.
But there's so many things that you can find that you can actually reconstruct things that will make all the difference in the world.